Now, the secret to successful options trading isn't in the rocket science of the complex option strategies, as I mentioned before. The strategy we want is just buying puts and calls at the right time on the right underlying stock is key. Okay. Too many people out there approach options from the options perspective. We approach it from the stock perspective, and we want to look at adding the right option to that particular trade. Okay. What are the benefits of options? Options have great leveraging power. Okay. They're less risky and they require a lot less capital. So already there, in terms of risk, spread betting cannot compete. Contract for differences cannot compete against options. Okay. Options give you the same upside of spread betting and CFD, but it doesn't give you the same downside. Okay. You have best of all when you own an options contract and your stock drops 10%. The worst you can lose is what you've paid for the options, no more. Okay. All right. So for example, with £100 you can control £10,000 of the underlying index. Let's take a look, because people will say, okay, well, what's the, how does the options work? So if I want to trade 100 Apple shares, Apple's trading at $423. I go at 42,300. That's what I need to pay if I want to buy 100 shares in Apple. If I buy one options contract, my capital outlay is 2,215. So you can see a much different, much less, and I have the same upside. So if Apple goes up 5%, your options contract will basically go up 100% in this case. There's other things to look out for in terms of what volatility and what affects options pricing. But in a nutshell, you can see that with very little capital, you can have the same upside as owning the underlying stock, where you capitalize on the profit. So much better than spread betting or CFD trading, because your downside is capped to what you paid for the options contract, for example. Okay. So obviously in the options course we'll go through what affects the options value, volatility, etc. And there are a few other things in terms of options theory which you need to look out for.